Welcome in, everybody. I see somebody commenting. Nick in the chat says a Friday night live. Yes, we have a Friday night live stream, and this is a special one. It has become a tradition of this channel and of the Fable Beard Company, and that is the vault opening. Now, if you don't know about the vault opening, let me show you guys a little exclusive right here. You pop over. It is linked in the chat. It's pinned as the top comment. It's pinned in the description. But if you go ahead and check this one out, it is an exclusive opportunity that you can take part in tonight, and it's only available for 7 days. And we'll go over all the details about this. But we have had some really cool vault openings, and tonight is no different. And I'm going to bring in a little bit Colin, aka the Wizard himself, and we're going to bring in Jeff, the artist behind Fable. And we got some cool things, including maybe some giveaways of some sketches that Jeff's going to hand draw during the stream. We might give away a couple of the kits. And again, we're going to go over all the details. This is a fantastic. I was just telling Colin, I didn't hear about the price until right before, and I could not believe how good of a deal it was. And I genuinely mean that. I think you guys will be impressed at the price and what they have to offer and just kind of the uniqueness of this. So if you guys see scrolling down at the bottom, if you don't mind, as you come in, please hit that thumbs up so we can get this out to more people. And of course, if you'd like to share this out on your social media, on your text messages, your emails, holler down the hall to get your uncle in here, whatever it takes, you guys. This is going to be a fun night, I promise you. And you're going to learn a lot about this company. You're going to learn a lot about the beard industry. Who knows where it's going to go, but it will be a lot of fun. And again, if you guys share it, it gets this information, this stream, this everything out to more people, and it costs you absolutely nothing. That's positive karma points in your life. And if you guys are coming in, drop a comment and say hello and start the chat and see all the friends and familiar faces that are in there. But again, hit that thumbs up for us, you guys. We got a lot of fun stuff going on. And I'm excited to be able to bring in Colin so he can talk about this as the Wizard. And he can explain what inspired this, what's going on tonight, and be able to handle any of the details of getting you guys signed up and going through the process. And again, we will have some giveaways, so stay tuned, you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and first bring in the Wizard himself. Dun, dun, dun. Boom. Oh, snap. The Wizard.
What's up?
Colin, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Today's a glorious day, and every day alive is a good day.
Heck yeah, man. I'm very, very excited. I know you guys got a whole clan of little ones running around, but do we have the princess joining us tonight at all?
No, the princess is downstairs with the new mini Wiz, but the mini Wiz himself, Braden, might pop in here.
Oh, cool.
At some point.
And Mini Wiz has actually been highly involved with several scents and characters within the Fable lineup.
Yeah, some of our most, I would say almost like a lot of our most creative scents, the profiles come from him. The Krampus was that was his idea. Santo Lantern, which kind of bridged the gap a little bit between Halloween and Christmas, was his idea. The Elf. There's been a ton that have been pretty popular that were pretty much his whole creation there.
That's so cool. So cool. And we'll talk a lot about Fable tonight, but I do want to say this really is a family owned, a family operated in-house company. Kyle and I were just talking about, man, they're doing it all in-house. They have employees, they do the fulfillment, the shipping, they do the product creation, the product, everything is done in-house. And it's just the way that it should be. This isn't something that has crazy investors telling him you can't do this, you can't do that, and he's able to grow it with a passion from themselves. And before we bring in Jeff and stuff, do you ever reflect on that? Do you ever reflect on, like, man, this started as a napkin, this started as an idea, this started as me quitting nursing, to the point where you have employees, you have salary people, you have a facility, you do this yourself in-house?
Yeah, my wife and I have the wonderful opportunity. We have an amazing home gym here at the Wizard's Fortress, and we were working out, and then our chiropractor rolled up, and we rolled out to his van, and he was, getting us aligned, and we were talking to him, and I said, it's just crazy. Like, we used to be in like a 100 square foot room above my garage.
Yeah,
and
I've seen the garage.
I remember the first couple of live streams, and I don't know, it's been an amazing journey and something really special that we've been able to create. And it's been a lot of hard work. And yeah, I'm available to answer any questions anybody has on that kind of thing for sure.
Heck yeah. And I was talking to the Wizard and Jeff before the stream, and I said, hey, like, we don't really have some really rigorous agenda or schedule. We're going to kind of let the chat drive this. So
Yeah.
once we get all the details out and get everything established, we're going to open it up for questions for you guys, where not in email, not in an Instagram message, but live on video, you'll be able to ask the Wizard questions. You'll be able to ask Jeff, the artist, questions. Maybe you're an aspiring artist out there and you love what he does and you want to get to know the industry and how he creatively works and stuff. So I love that aspect. I don't often have people on with me, but it's really cool when we have that ability to ask those questions and go over everything. So how about we go ahead and bring in Jeff here, Mr. Jeff, the artist, and then we'll get into all the details and everything. So if you guys could help me welcome in Jeff, who I will say beforehand, we got to spend a week in Nashville last year and Jeff was there. And I know you'll agree with me, he is like one of the kindest humans I've ever met. He's just so like, I don't know if gentle is the right word, but just a kind, like caring person. Like the second you meet him, you're like, all right, this is just a really nice person.
Yeah, sometimes the princess and I are just like, is Jeff is he real? Like, I don't understand.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree entirely. And to compliment it, I have a feeling we get a lot of compliments. My buddy Diablo says best artwork in the game. And again, I'm sure we'll talk all about these things, but it's so cool. So let's go ahead and welcome in the Wizard, everybody. Oh, we got the Wizard. Let me apologize. Let me welcome Jeff. Oh, whoa, hey, there he is. Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to be here.
Awesome. And Jeff, with whatever you feel comfortable with sharing, where are you coming to us live from tonight?
I'm in good old humid, hot, I think it's 100 and something, St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh, my goodness. So do you just not leave during the day in the summer?
That's pretty much it. I stay inside a lot.
Man, when we were in Nashville last year for this week, I believe that was the hottest week of my life. And we still look back on that. Like that was hot, like hot. And it was like, there was something with like the Sahara was blowing over and like, I don't, man, but how's the heat for you guys, Mr. Wizard?
It's going to be in the mid 90s next week. So,
okay.
It's hot. I mean, I've gotten used to it though. The princess and I do a lot of walking. So, and we also do some quite a lot of sauna work too. So I'm getting used to the heat a little more.
Oh yeah. My buddy Brad says he delivers in St. Pete, Florida. We're at in St. Pete. He's in Seminole.
Oh, nice. My daughter goes to school in Seminole.
Awesome. Yeah, great guy, great family. Comes to all the beard meetups and stuff. You'll have to, the next Florida meetup, you'll have to make it, Jeff. That would be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Brad's made all of them. So awesome, man. And Jeff is the artist for Fable. He does all the artwork. He is a full-time artist. And yeah, you guys will see tonight. He's going to be doing some of his sketches, and you guys will be able to ask him questions about his process and whatever you want to learn. It's going to be really, really cool to go on. But let's go ahead and get all the details for those that are in here right away of what's going into this, the price, and all of that. And we'll start it off by just have a little graphic here. Colin, before I show them anything, because correct me if I'm wrong, no one has seen anything yet, right?
Well, the people who signed up before the live stream, we've been promoting this for about 7 days now. They have received a code, and there are a lot of orders already coming in, but they might not be in the stream. So that's going to be new to anybody that's rolling in unannounced there.
Oh, cool. Perfect. And also, I know that you guys have a Facebook group that you're very proud of, and I'm sure would invite people to join that. How would they find your Facebook group?
It's the Fable Beauty Storytellers group. You could just search Fable in the group section, and it'll pop up. We got 2 of them. One's a buy sell trade page. The other one's a storytelling.
Group. Yeah. And so I obviously run a Facebook group, and I hear all the horror stories of Facebook groups and this and that. I hear so many great things from the people in the Fable storytelling group, and they just have a lot of positive things to say.
That's really good. We've had to move on to paid positions to
Yeah.
moderate that group. It's intense.
Oh, trust me, I know. Hey, little Wiz, what's going on,
What's up,
Wiz?
dude?
How you doing? You got a cloak over there?
You doing good? You like your wizard out? He got that for his birthday. He wanted his own wizard suit and
Looks
wand.
pretty great. I love it. Miss you, buddy.
Jeff says he misses you.
Dude, that's awesome, man. You look straight up like a wizard.
Here, you want to
Super
talk
cool.
to Dan? Yeah. Put this on.
All right, everybody, let's go ahead and welcome in the little Wiz himself. If you guys can say hello. Little Wiz, I said earlier, man, you're behind some of the most creative and amazing scents in artwork and themes in Fable history. How's that feel to know all these people watching, putting stuff on their beard because of you and your ideas?
I'm just very shocked that people like it.
Oh, that's cool. He's humble too. So that's awesome. Lil Wiz, how old are you?
9.
9, and you're coming up with these creations? That's so cool, man. That's so cool. And then how does it feel to have an idea in your head and then this amazing talented person below me, Jeff, taking your idea and making it into art? What does that feel like? Like, what goes in your head when you see that Krampus, when you see that final product? What's that feel like?
I just feel like a broom.
Oh, cool. That's awesome, man. Well, hey, anything that you want to say to the people or anything for the stream?
Yes. Stay jolly and have a good life.
Awesome, man. Thank you. That was profound.
And we have another surprise. The mini Wiz.
We got a mini Wiz?
Just wave, Easton.
What's up, buddy?
We got the whole family coming in, guys.
Thanks, boys. Have fun. Shut the door.
Good to see you guys. Smart young man. Exactly. Dude, that's so cool. And then we have a third mini Wiz. How 6 months now? How old?
Technically, he's 10 months now.
Oh.
But he was premature, so we
So
had to
premature.
adjust it. Yeah, he was 10 weeks premature.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they adjust it when that happens?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just fine, but whatever. What do I know? That's the don't care nurse in me.
Right. You've seen it all.
Yeah, I've seen it all, but I mean, he's doing just as well to be expected, and he's happy, healthy, and couldn't ask for anything better.
I like that. Micro Wiz. Micro Wiz. So awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the art to begin, and then we'll get into all the details and everything. And this is the Fable Vault opening with the little teaser there, and then we'll get into each one individually. And I'll read this, and then I'll kind of let Colin talk about the inspiration, the idea. But this is introducing the Fable Misfits box. The Vault collection of 3 characters deemed too gross, weird, or wild for our regular lineup. Get ready to embrace the oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the word here. Help me out. The
eccentricity.
Eccentricities. Thank you. My goodness. With 3 crazy characters and 3 crazy scent profiles to match, this one-of-a-kind Vault combo kit features 3 characters of beard oil and beard butter, and these are available for 7 days and 7 days only. Yep. And it says, unleash the Fable Misfits, where bizarre and extraordinary characters take center stage. Brace yourselves as these 3 oddities step forward to challenge the norm and cast a spell on your senses. Woo! Wow.
Woo!
So, before we break down the individual ones, you had the task of coming up with a Vault idea, right? Coming up with something that is secretive, that is different. And one of the challenges with Fable is they do so many characters, so many themes, so many different things you can imagine, dark and twisted and bright and happy and celebrating dads and all this stuff. How did you guys come up with the Fable Misfits box? Well, and then what else goes into that?
I mean, we've done, if I'm not mistaken, like somewhere over 160 characters at this point. Like I've lost track. I have to go to like some of my customers and be like, how many have we done now? Like we have a whole display in the lab, which is pretty nuts. So like when you're coming up with new ideas and new things, it's hard and it's not. What's really great is I have Jeff. because I'm just like, hey, Jeff, what do you want to do? And he's like, oh, I've been thinking of this idea. And Jeff has become so much part of the creative process, and we've been working together for so long. It comes very naturally, I think, to both of us.
Yeah.
There is, he may have 100 different ideas, and I may say, no, I don't really like that, to like 2 of them. So it's really a really cool process, and it's a lot of fun to create. But with the Misfits specifically, I was like, what can we do to give something fresh and unique that hasn't been done before, and also kind of highlight some of the stuff that we're like, I don't know, is that like going a little too far? You know, with the vault, it's super limited, right? It's not something that's available for sale all the time. So I feel like it gives us the opportunity to go just like a little step over. Now, Jeff's a pretty wild guy. You can see all this stuff in the background here. So I kind of still had to rein him in a little bit on some of the stuff. I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. That's Fable's family friendly, man. You got to calm it down.
That's so
but,
true.
But we still got a lot of cool stuff. So the Misfits, we put together 3 of those top ideas. And some of it's scent profile related, and we're like, hey, this scent profile is really kind of gross. What can we do to match that? And some of it's the other way around. The character's kind of cool, gross. You know, some of it's a little nerdy, paying homage to that. And yeah, we could go through one each individually and kind of give our thoughts on that.
Perfect. And let's go into the details before we go over these ones individually. You guys, this is 3 combos, oil and butter, for these unique Misfits. Somebody asked, is it going to change or be added throughout the week? Nope. This is the lineup. You can get it anytime during these 7 days. I'm going to explain how you can get these things. But it is $75 for the whole kit. You guys, each one is a $25 combo for an oil and a butter. And how many ounces is the butter, Colin?
Butter's 4 ounces.
That's what I thought. Let me say that again, you guys. A 1 ounce oil and 4 ounce butter combo with these unique one-time only scents is $25. It's 6 items total for $75. And Ruben, no, I do not believe, Colin, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe any of these are essential oil only.
No.
Okay. All right. Jeff, not this Jeff, different Jeff in the chat. Jeff, send me a message on Instagram or email. I'd be happy to help you out there. So $75. Now, let me pop over here before we go into them. So you go into the vault. Now, a lot of people may or may not have signed up before, and so we got to show them how to do this. So for the vault, we are going to go into the screen, and then that top right-hand corner, you'll see a little lock there, you guys. All you got to do is click that top right, click that lock, and then you'll see this magic enter password show up, right? You see it right on there, enter password. And Colin, is the answer correct here? It is Misfits in all caps?
Yes.
Okay. So down there, guys, Misfits. And I saw somebody say it doesn't show that you're typing. It does. It's just really light little dots that are back there, but it's there. You just got to trust yourself. Okay. And then you get into this screen.
That's funny.
And you get to purchase these. Again, $75. The value of this obviously is much, much more. And so, yep, again, just click that Misfits. Beards and Coffee, thank you. I'm going to actually star that comment and keep coming back to it if people ask us. Awesome. All right. Anything else, Colin, on this on the Vault page and purchasing or anything to consider there?
Yeah. So with purchasing, this is technically like a pre-order. So these packages are going to be shipped out July 31st. We're leaving the Vault open for the full 7 days, just to account for inventory and management of in-house stuff, how many we actually need to make. We don't want to make too little or too much. And still be able to handle orders during, the normal fulfillment time and everything. So they will all ship out on the 31st.
Perfect. Ruben, yeah, man, Ruben, for sure. If your name gets drawn, I'm sure we work something out there. But yeah, thank you for asking. Okay. So that is, and I'm leaving, guys. The link is pinned in the chat. You can get that anytime. And to do a quick little highlight here, I'm going to bring up Jeff on full screen. If you see him working away, he is actually sketching. Now, before I break down the characters, Jeff, can you tell us just what you're using to sketch right now? What are the tools that you have?
Well, I'm just using a little lead pencil holder and using Bristol board paper.
Okay.
I hardly ever draw on paper anymore. It's kind of sad. It used to be my go-to thing, and now I'm such a digital artist. I hardly ever draw on paper, so it's kind of nice.
Okay. All right.
Feels good.
Beautiful. So if you guys see Jeff in this bottom corner here, just working away, he's actually making sketches in real time. And once we get all the details out, we'll kind of be able to see it a little bit more in depth here, which is really cool. So ready to dive into the characters, Mr. Wiz?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So Bo says, every time I type, there's literally nothing in the box. Interesting. Like I said, mine just has really light little dots. It's hard to see, but it worked.
Yeah, it's a grayscale asterisks, which kind of keep the password private.
Right.
But as long as you type it out and it's all caps and hit that button, it should open up for you.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. All right. Let's go ahead and hop into our first character here. And this is Hairband Hank. Hairband Hank. And it says, rock out to the invigorating blend of feel-good watermelon, 80s hair metal cologne, and groupie musk. Colin, Jeff, take whatever you got here. Take it away.
I think this one's all me because I am an 80s music fanatic.
Yep.
If I'm listening to anything while I'm working, it's 80s. I have a huge 80s playlist, and my truck is always 80s. So this was really fun for me, a little homage to the 80s hair band.
Super cool. So just, paying some love to the bands there. And then, Colin, what does it smell like to you? Where did the scent creation come from on this one? And groupie musk. Yes, Corey.
So when we went with, obviously Feel Good, right? So Feel Good Watermelon. A lot of you may know the song Dr. Feel Good. So that's kind of like the vibe we got from it. That's Alice Cooper, right? Is my trivia right on that?
Motley Crue.
See, I'm a 90s baby. So what am I supposed to do, right?
Oh yeah, I don't know any of this genre. I'm not ashamed to admit, but I will admit.
So the 80s, it's so hard to describe, and it's right here in front of me. It's very classic cologne. The musk is very light on the back end, so it's a little, dare I say, floral, but not really floral. I know floral is kind of a dirty word for a lot of people when it comes to beard care.
I love floral.
I know, and it can be done in so many different ways. There's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of colognes that have floral notes to it, and people would have no idea. So, what she said?
She said, "Fail wizard."
Fail wizard. And the watermelon's very light. It's not sweet. It's almost like a Jolly Rancher watermelon to it, but it's not overly sweet either. So that fades away pretty quickly when you start wearing it, and the cologne and the musk kind of follow at the end. So it's very light, it's very refreshing, and I think it definitely fits very 80s for sure.
Yeah, and super important.
This is Indiana. This is my daughter.
Hey,
hello, Indiana.
I just want everybody to see her.
Awesome. Now, is Indiana an artist, Jeff?
What's that?
Is Indiana an artist?
Does very well. Yeah, she does really good. Yeah. And I always am trying to say, look, you've got an artist here that can teach you anything. You should use me more.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for saying hi, Indiana.
Oh, you're welcome. I just came in here because I kind of got forced to. It's okay.
Hey, you're welcome anytime.
Jeff, maybe we could work out a limited release with something she's done. I'd like to see some sketches.
Ooh, okay, all right. Do you hear that? That's nice. You have to start brainstorming, start thinking of something.
That'd be cool.
Something spooky.
Yeah, we look spooky.
Super cool.
Family, that's for sure.
All right, so Hairband Hank. Now, was this one that, Colin, you guys had for a while and put to the back burner? And what's the storyline there?
No, originally I was like, hey, we need characters that we've never done before. And originally, I think I said to Jeff, I was like, hey, and I texted real quick. We talk in like 3 words or less. but I'm like, hey man, send me over like all the sketches that I either said no to or we didn't in the past, or like you had but you like didn't give me. And he's like, oh, I don't know. So he came up with a couple, and then I was like, all right, well, for one of them, just give me something you've always wanted to do that hasn't really fit. And that's kind of what he went with.
Cool.
So that was Hairband Hank was totally Jeff's creation on that one.
Cool. And coming off of Indiana being in here, Kendra says, I love Fable. I don't have a beard as a female, but I use Fable daily as a body butter oil. It is amazing. And
That's awesome.
And it's something that I try to touch on all the time is there's so many uses for these products. I actually talked about this on Monday. I feel like there's going to be like a big awakening on the female side when it comes to these products, because I have learned there's so many products that we sell as beard products that are identical to differently labeled female products. The only difference is oftentimes the price tag is way larger on the female product side, or the ingredients are worse. And I'll give a story that I've told a couple times. Sam, my wife, who's done this for years, knows tons and tons about products, got a bottle in. I'm like, what is that? And she goes, oh, it's my cuticle oil. I was like,
You mean beard oil?
I looked at it and it's like a lower quality beard oil. Like the first ingredient was like cottonseed oil. And I'm like, it's okay. It's not good oil. And I'm like, I have hundreds of better oils for your cuticles. What are you doing? And I do think that we will see like women will start using these products and be like, wow, these are actually fantastic.
That's a very good segue into something that the princess has been holding my feet to the fire for a long time. We've had hundreds and hundreds of requests over the years, and I will give myself a definitive timeline right now here on stream. And I will say we are 4 weeks away from launching Fable Beauty by the princess.
Awesome.
We already have a set of characters ready to release. We have a set, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 8 products to launch with those.
Wow.
Think everything that you love about Fable, we're moving it over to the female side of body care and cosmetics, and hopefully getting into makeup, palettes, eyeshadows, the whole gambit here in about a year. But we're launching first with our body care side of things. So I think everyone's going to be excited about that. It should be perfect rolling into the fall time. And we may even have a surprise fall character coming out for the female line too.
Wow.
Around that time also. So I'm going to hold myself. I'm going to say 4 weeks, and it's going to be ready to go.
Wow. Lots of positive feedback already. Ellie says Fable deodorant is amazing. D-Dot says his wife is using the oil and butter. JT Steve says, I hope it takes off. Yes, sir. I've been waiting for that announcement from my wife. That rules. Awesome. My wife, Danielle, says, what?
The hardest part for me was bottling, right? So there are so many different options in the cosmetics world, but making sure that we had the bottling options right. Sizing is going to be different. The packaging is going to present very different. It's going to be much classier, much more upscale compared to what with Fable, the old world, the amber, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we had to make sure we had the right manufacturers in place that could keep up with the demand, and also that we're going to be around for a while. We don't want to release a female line where, hey, okay, we bought 40,000 bottles for a product, and then when we go to reorder in a few months, that they're gone or not available because it was like way obscure. So there's a lot of back and forth with that we wanted to make sure we got ironed out first.
For sure. Yeah, again, lots of it. Do you know by chance if this is will have any essential oil only lines there?
No, we're following the current trend with Fable that has been working very, very well for us in the terms of reviews and feedback and just overall customer satisfaction with our scent profiles. And we're probably going to only be using fragrance oils from here on out on Fable Beauty. They work very well. They're very safe when done right. And you can do a lot more with them than you can with essential oil stuff. So
that is the tough thing is people believe that they have an experience, right? And then they believe that is the experience. So I have fragrance oil, it's synthetic, I had a reaction, and it's hard to explain. Fragrance oils, there's a massive spectrum of what is a fragrance oil. There's naturally derived fragrance oils. There's so many different ways to come up with that. And same with any ingredient. I'll have someone say, hey man, grapeseed oil doesn't work for me, when I know behind the scenes it greatly depends on your sourcing, it greatly depends on the extraction method, and same for castor, same for all these other things. And it's like, it's tough to be able to explain such a like detailed and complicated topic.
Yeah, just your different blend of castor oil or type of castor oil you go buy can either completely destroy an entire blend, and that's all you notice when you smell it is just that ugly castor smell, or you could not notice at all depending on what type of castor oil you're using.
For sure.
And with fragrance, it's trial and error. We've done this. We're going on 6 years now in Fable. And every scent profile release is a chance to get better. It's a chance to improve, and we learn. And the good thing is now is before, where we were just kind of guessing when we only had a few hundred customers, when you have a few 100,000 customers, that guesswork gets less and less and less time to complete, and you get a lot more people to get feedback from. And overall, our feedback has been extremely positive on fragrance oils. And our reaction level and our return rate has been, less than 2% of our entire order base. So,
that's amazing. And some people do know themselves very well. Allergies are a thing, just like with essential oils, just like fragrance oils. So Ruben, absolutely, man. You definitely know your situation the best. And guys and girls out there, I have started several questions already. And we will go into this. Like, for example, Charlie, I got your question, and others, I got John and Caden. So we'll get to all of them. I promise you guys. Will Fable Beauty be good for sensitive skin? I'm assuming that is a highly intended purpose of this line.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially with any of the ingredients, we're working towards going as organic as we possibly can with a lot of the raw materials. Everything that we have currently that we're launching with, we're still manufacturing in-house, so we have better control over that. And then with our suppliers and manufacturers that we're talking about for future releases of things that are out of our scope that we don't feel like we can comfortably do, such as like our Juggernaut that we had done, our 3-in-1 growth elixir, that's done outside by a lab, where it's appropriate. We're relying on extreme professionals with that. And obviously we want to have the best customer experience possible. And if everybody, anybody can sell anything once, but selling it to a customer who's bought 127 times in 5 years is a hard thing to do. So we want to make sure we keep that moving forward, and especially going into the cosmetic realm where so many more eyes are on you. We want to make sure we keep up with that.
For sure. And Jason, there's no set time or plan or schedule for the stream tonight, but I would say it's going to be within that parameter right there, between an hour and 2 hours. We're just going to kind of feel it out and go from there. But yeah, I would say between an hour and 2 hours would be a good safe bet for sure. Okay. And guys, I got questions saved. I promise we're going to have a whole kind of question segment. So we got Hairband Hank. Let's go ahead and continue on. Next up is Pimple Pete. Dive into a unique mix of rainy day basement. I live in Michigan, been there. Damp, musty woods and cheap body spray. Oh, okay. Explain.
So that Pimple Pete's a typo of mine. Excuse me, I'm human. Sorry, it's Pimple Paul. It's Pimple Paul.
Oh, my bad.
No, that was my fault. I put it in there
gotcha.
And what I said, and it's probably on the website, bro. I don't know. Sometimes I do this stuff so fast, But anyways, we're all human, right? A wizard can only be magical 25% of the day. That's the maximum. So Pimple Paul was it's been a lot of different variations, and we feel like we finally settled on a variation that was fun, but still kind of remains like a little bit cringy, which was done like on purpose, right? Like, we're not singly calling out like any certain like type of person or like demographic, but you can make Pimple Paul into like 100 different variations of stories on what you want it to be. But for now, he's a guy in a basement. He likes girls. He's got acne, and he's sitting in front of a computer in a basement. So what do you do when you come out with a scent profile of a guy that's in a basement? And really, I guess the origin for that was kind of a play off of why we originally started Fable to begin with. When we were thinking of like a theme or like a genre or a customer profile when we launched, like who could we market to in the industry that hasn't been marketed to before? We're like, okay, well, let's do gamers. And then I always go to that initial thought I had, well, everybody thinks that gamers are just in their basements all the time growing beards, but nobody has beard care for them. And that's how the idea for Fable like really started in the beginning. So it kind of pays a little homage to that, kind of throwing in a lot of the different stereotypes that people think about, nerds and basements and all of that stuff. Now, the scent profile is trying to capture that as much as we possibly can, right?
Pleasantly.
So the rainy day basement, it's I'm going to butcher this. It's the term for rain, but it's like the chemical smell of rain. Starts with a P. Petrichor. I forget the technical term for it, and somebody will try to change it in the comments. But
phonetically,
yeah. It's basically what you smell on the ground after a fresh rain.
Oh, the best.
Comes back up. Yeah. So it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of the woods, but we wanted to kind of keep the dark woods a little bit, not moldy, but just a little bit damp. And the cheap body spray is the only way I could describe something without getting copyright infringement. So everybody knows that brand of cheap body spray, right? So throw in the word if you want to use it. I won't because I'm the wizard, but
I don't know if you've ever used. I have seen you. You have some characters that use an axe, though. I've seen that before.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, just make. You had a lumberjack, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to, sorry, I just saw this comment here. The whole theme here, as a side note, somebody said totally garbage pail kids growing up.
Yeah.
When I talked to Jeff, I was like, do you remember the Garbage Pail Kids? I want to do an adult version of that, but make it Fable. And that's exactly what's coming off. And the fact that people are picking that up entirely is just absolutely perfect.
That was the mission.
That was the mission. So we accomplished it. But it's a very fresh, kind of natural, earthy smell at the end with that cologne base at the back end instead of the front that kind of carries you along.
Okay. And DJ said you've had I'm not even going to try to pronounce it right, but Gravedigger had that scent forward, the fresh rain.
Yeah, we've used a couple of them. We've also used kind of an earthy soil mix in a couple of different blends too. And it always goes along really well and gets a lot of great feedback, but not so much that we could center a scent just based off that. It's very pungent. It's almost like a vetiver. Like, you have to be very careful with it because if it hits you, it will take over an entire room. So we want to make it a part of it and not like the main focus.
I think your original scent idea was bologna and regrets.
That would work. That would work. All right. So we got Pimple Paul. And yes, guys, just a reminder, if you go to that Fable Vault, you are going to click the lock in the top right and then put in Misfits in all caps, and it will open the vault for you. And it is here for 7 days, and then it is gone.
That's one of the things about the vault experience. Fable is already built with a collector's mindset in place, right? When we come out with these characters, some of them are limited, some of them are only available. Well, limited is for a certain amount of time. That's the same statement. But we do that for a reason because people like to collect our stuff. We found a massive number of people wanting to trade them back and forth, and they create their own like almost black market value on the back end that we don't even have any control over whatsoever. It takes a mind of their own. So when you have a group of customers that love to collect things, you have to play into that, and you have to give them something a little more and a little more limited and a little more rare. So that's why with this, it's available for 7 days. You had to sign up or be in the stream. That's the only way that you were going to get it beforehand. So what happens on the market afterwards, after people get it, it's their value. It's up to them. We're out of it.
So cool. And I agree, Charlie. You can get a scent description that's kind of playful, but super happy to have the wizard break it down, what it smells like, where the inspiration came from is awesome. And got to throw this out there. I agree. It was the first thing I noticed. I should have said something, but I didn't. Chris says, Colin, your beard is looking great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So that's Pimple Paul. Now let's move on to the very last one in this box. And this is Gangrene Gary. Embrace the strangeness with creamy coconut bandages, wet drainage, and good patient lollipop.
Yeah. So this one is actually probably my favorite just for the scent profile alone. You know, Gangrene Gary is obviously, that's a very gross, disgusting idea, right? Like I used to be a nurse, and this kind of threw along into that a little bit. I've dealt with some very interesting facilities. I've been in some, you know, very interesting long-term care facilities along with psychiatric facilities, and things in some of those places in certain areas can get very, very rough. And I will say that I kind of wanted to throw a little bit of that grossness into there. And obviously, you can't come out with something like wet drainage and coconut bandages and just be like, here you go, like, enjoy. So we threw this out there for the Fable Vault, and it's honestly one of my favorites of the whole kit, just because when I develop the scent profile, now, don't get me wrong, it's a very, very good scent profile. I don't want people to be discouraged because of the lingo. It's very playful, it's very fun, but it's actually very descriptive. The creamy coconut does come in first. It doesn't stay. But what's left is almost that fresh, how do I want to put it? Almost like a fresh nylon smell. Not like a paper or cotton bandage, but like the plastic bandages. So that plastic kind of comes through at the end. It's actually a very pleasant smell. And the good patient lollipop is almost a sweet cherryness at the end. And I was thinking with that scent profile of you know, like a candy striper, and kind of playing off of that and throwing that in the scent profile description. Then I was like, oh, maybe people won't, like, not everybody knows what a candy striper was. So, you know, it is medical, but like that's really, really, really old medical. That's like Florence Nightingale status. So I was like, all right, well, what else can we do? So I'm like, well, everybody, when they were a kid, they remember going to the doctor and getting a lollipop after because you were a good patient. So let's throw that in there to kind of describe that sweetness at the end. But it's a subtle cherry at the end, and the coconut blends well with the cherry, and it's just a really fun scent. It's cool to just have.
There you go. And Tony, I will say I should have checked it, but this was Colin's spelling, not mine.
Oh, sorry. I did that 3 times when I was designing the site.
Yeah, everybody knows my spelling is immaculate and never wrong. I can't spell, so
I gotta add something to this. So, you know, when I start at design, I always I research, you know, what it is. And researching gangrene. Now, I can watch Terrifier, I can watch horror movies all day long. I don't care how gory it is. I love it. I'm smiling and laughing through the whole thing. But when I researched gangrene, holy crap.
You got to smell it in person, buddy.
Oh. Dude, I can't even imagine. It was just so disgusting. I looked at about 4 pictures, like, nope, I can't do it anymore. I was about to get sick. It was terrible.
Don't search that, everyone. Do not search that.
I didn't come close to what the pictures I saw.
Oh, goodness. Well, and everybody, Fable, the princess, Miss Beauty, says all of them smell amazing. She's like, let's not get crazy.
Now, I will say, we have like a full, like 16-foot by 6-foot table filled with like different scent profiles and mixtures. So like now it's got to the point where we have so many fragrances available and so many fragrances that we work with. And a lot of the companies just send us so many different fragrance samples that we get to play around with a lot more than we did before. And I'll tell the team, I'm like, hey, I need something like this. Here's the artwork. Show me what you think this might smell like. And we'll come into the lab and we'll have 40 different scent profiles laid out for like 1 or 2 characters. And we'll kind of go through them. Nothing gets released if it's not princess approved. So even though these have these uniqueness to them, even though some of them are a little bit off, the princess still says, okay, this is good. And you know how important that is, because that's the whole reason Fable was started to begin with. I started off as a beard reviewer like Dan before I started the company. And I was reviewing scents in. We got a bunch in, and I'd get really excited. I'd put it in my beard. Babe, what do you think of this? And the whole new YouTube thing. Like, what do you think of this? I just got this to review. And she's like, I don't like it. It doesn't smell. Wash your beard out. And I'm like, all right, well, now I got to wear it for 2 weeks to give a review. What am I supposed to do?
Right.
But so now that's been a big focus moving forward with Fable. Maybe we could do it a little bit better. And every scent is princess approved. So if you're worried about your wife not liking it, probably not going to happen.
Oh man. And in some of these comments, people are, my buddy Shade's like, I got to search that. And then people are like, oh, I searched it and I regret it. Or Tony says, you'll never forget that smell as a nurse, speaking from experience.
Yeah, man. 2 Fables, 1 cup. Don't Google it.
Oh, no thanks. And how Jeff was talking about
not in the facial region, it's more in the crotchal region. And
yeah, that's rough.
Oh man, Jeff was talking about like the horror movies and stuff. I don't do any of that. Like I've had crazy amount of injuries myself, and I'm okay if I'm injured myself and I have to see it. I don't like seeing it on others. Like I just don't like seeing. I can handle my kids. Like Jax has broken his both elbows, his wrists and stuff, and like cuts. I can handle that. I just don't like watching movies. I don't watch like when people watch like the skateboard videos and they fall and break their leg. That old MTV show Scarred. No. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do the what was the Saw movies. No. I can't do those.
Oh, I just saw a squat video of a double tendon snap on their knees going down, and I was like, great, now I got to go lift tomorrow. You know?
Yeah, I cannot do that. And D Dot, thank you so much, man. A kind, gentle reminder to anybody watching. We've got about probably 60 people watching that have not hit the thumbs up. If you guys could just hit that thumbs up, it's free, it's quick. If you're hoping to win a giveaway or enjoy this entertainment, it's just a simple little thumbs up to get some action going here. So I'm excited. Okay, so we got that. Let's go ahead and show just real quick. We'll get to these, and start in a bit here. We're going to do a couple different giveaways tonight. We're going to be doing 2 of these kits 100% for free. And also in those ones you're going to enter, I'm going to put a link in the chat right now, guys. Ken, I can't watch that either. The Weidman Anderson Silva fight essentially does a kick, his leg snaps in half. Oh, no, I can't do it. But we're going to give away 2 free kits here. Click the link, put your name, put your email, no purchase necessary. This is just Fable saying thank you guys for supporting and helping with this launch. And then this one is purchase required. 3 orders from the stream, has to be during the stream tonight, are randomly going to get these sketches put into the order, and you will get it, and you can frame it. You can do whatever you would like with it. And it's from Jeff by hand. And I'm assuming he's signing it. And that's yours to keep.
I got the first one done right here. You want to see it or?
Yes. Wait? Yes. All right. Ready? Go ahead and lay it on us. Oh my gosh. and that's Gangrene?
Yeah. Gangrene Gary.
And you just started doing that when we sat down for the stream, right?
Yep.
That's crazy. All right, one more time. These people got to see this. This is.
I think it's about 8.5 by 11, maybe 8 by 10.
Wow, that's crazy. And you're doing the shading, you're doing the lines. So is it with a process like this? Do you start with lines and then shade, or do you work your way across it?
I just go really lightly, my basic shapes, and then I go in and start detailing it darker and darker as I go. Okay.
All right. I know nothing about the artistic process or any of that. I never even took art class or anything. So it's just mind blowing.
It really is. And when we started Fable and we brought this concept, and we were like, all right, well, me and the princess had a little fight out there in the beginning when we were coming up with the concept. She was like, oh, I think we could go a little light. Let's, maybe just use a couple of back in the day, we thought it was just clip art, right? We didn't even know any of the stock imagery stuff. So maybe we just get a couple of pieces here and make a label. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. These are gamers. They're going to see that art and they're going to throw us under the bus in 5 seconds. It's got to be real. So I started searching comic book artists, and honestly, it's a funny story. And it just had to be a God thing all the way, because I did one Google search for comic book artists, and I found Jeff through his footer signature in an art forum where he was answering some question, and I clicked on his footer, which took me to his website, and I sent out an email, and I was like, hey man, I got this idea. I need this many characters. I need social media art. I need all of this stuff to launch this brand. What do you think? And for the big kicker, I was like, I got $1,500. What do you want to do? And he sends me back the message, hey, it sounds like a great idea. Let's go for it. And me and the princess were looking at each other back then, and we were like, she's like, I don't know if that's real. Maybe he's just trying to scam us out of $1,500. Because we're like, he's going to be drawing like all of this stuff. We were very unsure about it, but thankfully we went with it. And Jeff has been with us ever since, and he's every bit as big a part of Fable now. And it was just meant to be. It was just going to happen.
That's so cool. That is so cool. And I have two pressing questions for you, Jeff. Number one, do you have Instagram?
Yeah.
And what is your Instagram handle?
It's at Jeff West's Art.
Okay. At Jeff West with an S, Art.
Correct.
All right. At Jeff West Art on Instagram, guys. Pretty simple. And then the second one, I've had many different versions of this question, and feel free to take it where you would like. Where did you get your chair? What is your chair? Does your chair help you draw? What's going on with this chair here?
I only turn it on when I do stuff like this or have people over. It's just kind of fun. But
okay.
I got it on Amazon. It was not very much, just cool. And it actually it has Bluetooth, so it plays. You can sync your phone to it, and you can have. It has really nice speakers in the back. It plays music. Pretty cool.
That's cool. Super cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for answering there. Mr. Wizard, does the Fable Vault match into Fable Award rewards?
Unfortunately, no. If it's the same thing with our CBD, the Fable Beard Company for the CBD side and the Fable Vault are all three separate websites. So they don't really connect together. The back end are completely separate. Fulfillment's is separate. We keep it that way. So we could keep everything secret. With coding and everything like that with the website, it's very, very difficult to keep one thing completely separate from the rest of the theme of the entire website. So unfortunately, we had to open up another website for that, and there's no way we can articulate those things to connect together like that.
Okay, that makes sense. And Beards and Coffee says his IG is going to rocket like crazy. Hey, I hope so. And again, I put it on here, guys. Jeff West with an S, Art on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you guys could give him a follow on Instagram. Again, same kind of concept. It's free. It doesn't hurt anything. So please consider following him over on there. And I love this honesty from Caden. He says, Jeff's art brought me to Fable, to be honest.
Oh, thanks, Caden. I appreciate that.
That's awesome. And then the viscosity, and I'll let them and Colin give his feel. I would say Fable is a medium thick viscosity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, medium thick. Okay. And guys, I got a couple. Robert, I starred your question. We'll hit that one. Let's go back real quick here again, going over these. The details, guys, is for this set. It is 6 items, 3 oils, 3 butters for $75. A 1-ounce oil, a 4-ounce butter. You are getting that combo. All right, you are getting that combo for $25. Hold on.
It disappeared.
It's not gonna work.
No. Okay. Let's see how far we can push it. And it's gone.
It's gone.
And it's gone. So again, just think about that. There's lots of 1-ounce oils on the market for $25. Just the oil. You're getting an oil and a 4-ounce butter for $25. That's amazing.
These butters last forever too, especially if you have a few of them in rotation. I think it's safe to say that a lot of people that purchase our products are not new to beard care at this point. And, many of you have a little bit of collection. I have Harvester butter in these 4-ounce jars that are still like 3 years old. That's cool. So great. They're still great. So they do last a long time, especially if you have a few others in your rotation.
Darian says, just discovered Fable recently from Dan's videos, ordered an oil and butter from the CBD line earlier this week. Absolutely amazing stuff all around. Super cool. Hey, I am curious, and I know there will be a lot of people from my channel because we're on the channel, but where did you guys first discover Fable? Because Fable has a lot of arms. They have a gaming section. They have a Facebook group. They have word of mouth. They have so many different areas that they've gotten out there. Where did you discover them? Was it Facebook ads? Was it TikTok? Was it, again, the ability of discovering this company is vast. It's all over the place. And again, I'm not doing this to toot my horn because I know these are my friends, my viewers and stuff. But all right, Justin and Tony say from me. Garrett says he's been with you guys for so long he doesn't even remember. And that's so cool. All right, love that. All right, Dan C, Commands Corner, teacher. Okay.
Those arms are a little bit expensive.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not downplaying that one.
No, absolutely.
And it goes the other way. Some people blame me for the Fable addiction, so it's my fault here. All right, now we have another one. Dean found him on Facebook. Awesome. Yeah, I believe that.
We've had people petition in our Facebook group to start a secondary group where people could share attorneys and legal advice for future divorces from their spouses from buying too much Fable.
Oh my gosh. Now, for my buddy Jeff here, Jeff Sanders, can you, Colin, describe your butter? If someone were to say, hey, man, I like beard butters, what's Fable's butter like? What would you say?
I don't know. I think the only one you need. When I developed this butter, we went through a couple of different forms of it, and frankly, actually, even though the blend hasn't changed, I feel like even the way that you create it, the way that you cook the butter, the way that you cool the butter, even the differences in which butter you put in the mixture first, like when you have a giant vat of things. Which one melts first and then mixes with later. I think that all actually comes into effect. So we've kind of got it down to a science now with our manufacturing process. And it honestly, it's very creamy. Like I don't know if this is going to kind of hit that. I mean, my finger goes into that very smooth. But we also make sure now, I will say this, a lot of people, we've heard the comment, I really like to try Fable's butter, but the beeswax in there is just not for me. I will put this forward. The amount of beeswax in there, I would be safe to say 99.9% of people, if we didn't have it on the label, you probably wouldn't even know it was in there. I'll be completely honest. It's not a super hard butter. I mean, it's gone in 3 seconds or less. And for me, it does help give that little bit of hold, but we include so much. We don't, we don't reduce it with an oil blend of any nature. It's just straight butter. And we made it that way because it's a beard butter. And we feel like it does a really super job of conditioning your beard. And to the point where I think even Dan, you made this comment that leave-in conditioners aren't for you. Like we came out with a leave-in conditioner because we thought what we do, we have it currently available, and I think it's a good product, and every beard works differently. But, the response was a lot of our current customers are like, I don't really need this. Your butter kind of works great.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe that's just a testament to the butters.
I was just going to say, it's not a knock on the product at all, because there definitely are beards and skin types that lend themselves to leave-in much more. And it's a compliment to beard butter. It's just like, I got something that's doing it already. So yeah. And awesome feedback all around, you guys. I hope you guys are reading the comments about the butter and about the different experiences. And again, a lot of people saying they found it from this channel because we're on the channel, but then it goes the other way too. And I would be remiss not to pay homage and thanks to Fable. They've brought a lot of people my way. It's not a one-way street. I'm not silly. I'm not dumb. I know how amazing Fable has been at growing the community as a whole. The more people that find Facebook ads that try beard products for the first time because of a deal that Fable throws out there is good for the entire industry. If there's other companies out there, they should be cheering loudly for Fable and everybody else. The bigger they get, the bigger the actual industry and the community gets. And so again, I have a huge thanks to all the people that Fable has introduced to this channel. And then again, it circles around and recommends Fable back. And then they get to comment on streams like this and stuff. So it's all about working together. It's all about growing and really improving.
100%. And I've said this from the very beginning, and in fact, I've even had old videos on our YouTube channel talking about how we should always constantly try to be coming together as a community. And the funny thing is I've always been extremely accessible, right? Like I'm always kind of there. I'm always been available. A private message is always, one step away. But, I rarely get any of those, it's actually quite surprising. Like I'm always there and I'll hear things where I'm like, well, I've been here the whole time. Like, where's, you guys reach out to me. But, when it comes to like building a community, we should all be there to kind of help build each other up. I've always been there to share information. And I just wish we pushed into that a little bit more, because when I started Fable, I thought the beard industry was huge then. And, you think 5 years has gone by so quick. Beard Brand is 10, 11 years old now. But I think of this, when I first started, Beard Brand was our age now as a company. Mm-hmm. So there's so many other people that are probably starting and thinking, man, like they might be overwhelmed of starting a new company. I encourage you, do it, please. Like the bigger the beard care industry gets, how do I want to say it? There's no other competition other than yourself. And just because you think the market is huge, just because you think it's oversaturated, I promise you it's not. Nope. People think about that oh, well, the real estate market's way oversaturated. There's too many realtors. Well, it's an 80-20 rule for anything, right? Like get out there, do it. You can make a name for yourself. You can make a good product. You can make a better product. And just the bigger we get the community as a whole, it's just all the way around better.
Yep. And things change, right? You talked about Beard Brand and really they were one of the first big ones and really popped and grew. And this is nothing that's anything outside of public information. I just listened to a podcast with Eric. It was I believe an e-commerce podcast. And he was talking about how in this last year, he almost ended Beard Brand because of decisions they made with the company. Stuff changes quickly and you can grow quickly. You can, these things. And when you talk about the industry, man, I press on that, right? We could sit here. How many $billion with a B, how many $1 billion companies could we name in the women's cosmetic industry?
Oh my God. Yeah. We do research all the time when it comes to women's cosmetics. And the funny thing is every time I come to that conclusion where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I look at the money and I'm like, this is stupid, ridiculous how much money they're making. It's a company that I just found out 15 minutes before, and now I'm Googling them. I didn't even know their name. And there's hundreds of companies out there like that.
And then dedicated beard companies, how many $1 billion? Oh, zero. How many $100 million companies? Zero. The industry is going to explode. It's going to grow. It's going to be massive. And especially as we see beards seriously, increasingly becoming more accepted in workplaces, more accepted out in life, just like tattoos, just like so many other things that we see, we're still on the ground floor right now, still on the ground floor. Mm-hmm. And so everybody's is better off together. There's no doubt about it. And Zachary has a good question here. Colin, how often are the Fable Vault openings? Every 3 months? No. But Colin, how often?
No. I want to say they're every year, right? We were going to do them every 6 months, and we're like, man, it's already been 6 months. What isn't enough time? We need more time.
Exactly. I was going to say the plan, I think originally was 6 months, but it's now worked out for every year. So 12 months, just once a year, which obviously makes it really special, really cool to be able to do these. Mm-hmm. Awesome, guys. And we're going to go ahead and do our first giveaway of the night, the first of the two. And then we will open up for kind of a question segment for you guys. And then we'll do the last giveaway and probably get out of here, even though the question segment's going to take a good amount of time. So for this giveaway, everybody, click the link in the chat. put your name, put your email address. And then other than that, all you have to do is be here and be subscribed. And the only reason you have to be subscribed is you need to comment. And to comment, you got to be subscribed. And so if you see your name on the screen, you're going to drop a comment as quickly as you can, something along the lines of, woohoo, it's me, I won, yippee, something like that. So we know it's you, because if you're not here.
You sound like Mario. Yippee.
Yeah. I'll take, right. I'll take it. That was a great movie, by the way. But I will highlight your name. Then we will congratulate you. Just don't congratulate anybody yet until they have actually won. All right. So the program I use is called Gleam. They just updated this week. So it looks a little bit different, but essentially it prevents people from cheating and it gets us information. And I will put this down at the bottom for everybody. If you do win one of these boxes, you're going to reach out to customer service at fablebeardco.com. And just let them know, reach out from the email that you signed up with, and just let them know your name, your government name, your shipping address, and that you won. Let them know what giveaway you won specifically. Okay. Here's our first potential winner. I've been seeing them comment all night, so I would assume they're still here. But let's go ahead and see if we have them in the chat. Do we have Mr. Michael H? Come on down, Michael. Michael, how you say? Is that a silent H there? Rami? Harami? How we going with that one? What do you
Harambe?
think? not quite
Was that
on
monkey?
one. Michael H. Jr. is what we're going with. He's here. Everybody drop a congrats in the chat for Michael. Michael, the information to reach out to is scrolling at the bottom. Customer service at fablebeardco.com. You have won one of these kits for free. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Fable.
Free.
Awesome. And again, guys, $75. You're getting 3 oils and 3 butters with these Misfits. And what a name, the Misfits. Man, I love that. All right. Jeff, do you have you got a quick sketch update for us? Show us what you're rocking with.
Well, I'm working on my Hairband Hank right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good.
Oh my gosh. That's so cool. And that's with pencil. Now, do you work with anything when you're doing with hand? Do you ever work with any other tools than pencil?
A lot of times I'll ink it, and then after I ink it, I'll use Copic markers to color it in. But yeah, it's been forever since I've actually done anything on paper.
Okay. All right. Beautiful.
You know what's really cool that I love about our brand is not only are the ideas, almost unlimited, right? Like there's no end to how many stories or characters we're going to be creating. But on top of that, as Jeff does more, he also learns along the way and picks up little hints and little tricks with shadowing or lighting, or like lately the last I'd say like 10 or 12 characters, I guess maybe almost like 25 because we have a lot in the back end that he's done. The lighting has been just a little bit different than they were before. And I feel like they get better and better and better as he does more and more of them. They're just really cool to watch those evolve too. Like you look some of our original artwork, which is great.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like the scribe that he did way back then would be very different from the scribe that would be created today.
For sure.
You got to understand, I am drawing every day of my life. There's no way of not improving. 6 years I've been doing this, and I mean I've been drawing characters since I can remember, 10 years old.
That's so cool.
You do it every day. There's just constant practice, and I'm always watching YouTube videos on epic lighting and how to make dynamic shadows and lights, and highlights, and make it more three-dimensional looking. All the time I'm studying, and because I got to up my game. There's a lot of competition out there, I got to make my stuff look.
That's so cool.
If they're there, I don't see them, Jeff.
I appreciate it.
And Corey says, that's honestly unreal, Jeff. Great work.
Thanks, Corey.
Now, real quick before we move on to questions, Colin, and I may have missed it if you did say, did you talk about the Easter egg in the Pimple Paul?
No. So Pimple Paul in the background, it's hard to see on the label, but if you look over the first one to the top right of his head, that's my wife there. That's the princess. Then you've got a couple characters here, the one on the far right in the red and the one in the pink hair on the left. Those were both previous characters that were done for like around Valentine's Day. One of them was hanging out with the Cupid. The other one was hanging out with our version of like Mr. Right, almost like a Chad character there on the left. So all of these women that were featured in here were already Fable characters. Or are future characters that will be coming in Fable Beauty at some point. So they're all Fable characters that he's drawn himself to.
The one screaming on the screen is the hillbilly, the girl running away.
Yeah. I just told Megan that earlier today. I'm like, that one was from the hillbilly.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So I was like, we got to make sure we mention that. Easter eggs are fun.
Yeah, no, it's just cool because like you get the one art from Pimple Paul, but then there's like 8 other pieces of Fable art inside that one character concept. You know, it's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So John, the price of this is $75 for the set. There are no samples, and on this they have samples for their normal line. And then do you? this is somebody new, I'm assuming. Do you have Christmas sets?
Yeah. So one of my favorite times of year is coming up, and Jeff's been having a lot of fun with it. I know Jeff more frequents over to the spooky theme, as you can tell behind him. So he loves the fall season, and this year with Fable, I'll kind of drop this as a little bit of a hint out there. We're kind of taking the opportunity to blend fall with Halloween this year in a more comprehensive way. You know, last year we released fall scents, and then we released Halloween scents, and we kind of chronologically did them that way. And we were like, you know what, the season's too short not to enjoy it for a long time, you know, so like let's just give, like, Jeff enjoys drawing them, we enjoy bringing them out, and the scent profiles smell really good and everybody loves them. Like, we don't need to wait till September for a Halloween or spooky character to come out, right? Like, we can bring this out more together. So the fall time is going to be a little more comprehensive in that. So you never know what's going to happen here at Fable, but we're going to be releasing a lot of things here coming up for the fall season. And then following that is going to be Christmas. It's the princess's favorite time of the year. We are, yes, going to have Christmas scents. Some of your favorites that are going to obviously come back, the Ugly Sweater Guy, Jack Frost, Krampus, the Claws, the Ginger Beard Man. You know, we've put a lot of time and investment into very high value creative around those characters.
Jack Frost.
And the Ginger Beard Man, you know, if you haven't seen any of our ads, they were about for a very short time last year, but we actually have a CG animated from a Academy Award winning producer. Who we worked with in developing some of these ads. So he took those visual effects artists and brought the Ginger Beard Man to life. So that's going to be fun to push that more out this year. So there's a lot of cool things around. And he comes to life, and oh my gosh, I'm alive. Yeah. Like he like actually comes to life. Those are really cool. So we're bringing those back, but we've already finished our entire fall lineup. We've already finished our entire Halloween lineup. So we're ready to roll into Christmas now. And in the next few weeks, the next week or so, Jeff and I are going to get rolling on those Christmas stuff. And I think it's going to be a really good season, especially with some of those additions. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, but I would assume it's harder to enhance visually lighting with high lit environments already. Like some of the darker lit environments, you can kind of boost them up, right? It seems. And I'm totally talking out of my butt here. So, for, I know nothing at art. I'm just assuming that like a darker background that has a light aspect to it, like in Behind of Gangrene Gary, is a lot easier to accomplish than taking a light background and still making it vibrant.
Yep, very true.
So I'm excited to see what comes out of that with some of our light and joyful scents. Very, very excited to see that come to life.
That's awesome. Super, super cool. And Richard says Jack Frost might be my favorite scent of all time for any oil.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's one of your favorites too, right, Dan? I
love Jack Frost. Love Scott B in the chat does too. I love Jack Frost. That one's so good.
And I'm a little sad about Jack Frost because as we were going through different concepts and ideas when we were filming last year for, in that studio filming environment, Jack Frost was one of the ideas. And I really want to still see that come to life. So hopefully next go around when we get together some more filming time when it comes with that, we had some ideas of Jack Frost walking, Hollywood Boulevard and just like making things turn into Frost, and kind of like the beard. And I really want to see Jack Frost as a character come to life. So that's still on my goal list.
He could freeze the teacher, then the creator. That would be cool. Yeah, that would be super cool. Awesome. All right, we got some more questions here, you guys. And Caden wants to know, hey, can you guys have your facility? Are customers able to stop into your store in Tennessee?
Yeah, so since we have so much stuff going on, people are able to kind of stop by and see what's going on. We do have a process that's involved with that. We kind of keep a Men in Black type of operation. So like we're kind of in a non-disclosed location, like a government operation. So you won't see any like identifying marks outside. But if you email us, customer service, the princess, the wizard, at fablebeardco.com, we can arrange a time. There are times I'm not there. The team's always there. So there's no telling what's going on with their schedules at that point. But we do have paperwork and stuff that you have to sign beforehand, keep everything secret and whatnot. But yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. And Jeff, who is the young man with the 3-foot beard you see on shorts? I'm assuming he's talking about Robert Wyatt.
Yeah, Robert is a very cool dude. That was a discovery from the princess. She found him on TikTok. It's like, hey, reach out to this guy. And we should get him on stream one day together at some point because I think you guys would vibe really well together.
Oh, Robert, yeah, I talk to Robert pretty much every day.
Yeah, he's super, super dope. And he works with a few different companies, and we want to see him grow as much as we can. And super positive dude. But
for sure.
He's got a stupid good beard.
Yes. And again, guys, reminder, Jeff West with an S, art on Instagram. Jeff West with an S after West on Instagram for art. And Robert says, Jeff, do you do commissions for people who would love to get a character drawn?
Absolutely.
Okay. And how, other than Instagram, how can they reach you?
Jeff, my email is jeffwest23@gmail.com.
Okay. jeffwest23@gmail.com. There you guys go. And I can say he is fantastic at bringing people to life in illustration. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Thanks, Dan.
All right. Mr. Wizard, who came up with the alien invasion theme story, and will you be doing anything else like it?
The alien invasion was the princess's idea. 100%. Some of the character, well, I don't know. It's kind of a collaborative effort on like the actual characters and ideas, but the whole concept of the invasion was instead of, I don't know, with marketing and business, and you always want to try to come up with new concept and ways to engage your customer base and give them more value than you're asking from them back. And instead of just saying, oh, here's a sale, here's a sale, here's a sale, here's a promotion, here's a promotion, here's a promotion with all the same crap all the time, we were like, what can we give that's new, that's fresh, that's limited, that we can continue to bring value? So we did, the princess came up with the invasion. And we're like, all right, well, let's run it for 4 weeks or no, 8 weeks. We did that. Did we do that for 8 weeks? We did that for 8 weeks and see what happens. So that first week was free beard oil, and then it went into a free beard butter with purchases, and then we just rotated through 4 different characters, and it worked really well. People really liked it a lot, and yeah, now they're gone again. So like that's another limited thing we did, and if you got it, great. Our true Fable collectors got that, and you can still find some in some of the trade groups, but. Yeah, we plan to do stuff like that. We can do stuff like that more during like the early summer and spring era when there's kind of less going on industry wise. Beards get super popular during the winter. So a lot of our fall characters and Halloween, like there's so much going on in Fable. It's really hard to like throw up something extra on top of already the fall season. Especially as things get ramped up in production and stuff. But usually you can find stuff like that around the first few months of the year.
Awesome. And I do have to say again, genuinely, this just popped into my mind. Genuinely, your beard is looking better than I've ever seen it, Colin. It really is, man.
Well, I attribute that to, I've always been I'm not going to say it's our beard products, but the princess and I have always tried to make sure that our health is at the forefront, especially for our family, and just overall just bettering ourselves in any way we can. So I've always been a big proponent of lifting weights. But if I'm going to be completely honest and transparent, I got my hormones checked, and they were not what I was expecting them to be. I was actually genuinely quite shocked. So I hopped up on some hormone replacement therapy, and things got leveled out. My body's working great, and my beard just blew up on top of it.
Yeah, it genuinely looks like a new beard. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, I look back at pictures and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened?
Yeah, it's amazing. That's really cool. Yeah. Take that health seriously, guys. Get your physicals, get your hormones. We, you know the story, but we got Sam's hormones checked because we just wanted to make sure, and we thought things were off. And come to find out, she has Hashimoto's and has a large mass on her thyroid, and had it 4 to 5 times the size of her thyroid, and was pretty much tricking her whole body to do some terrible things and stuff. So it makes all the difference in the world.
It really is. When you, especially in the environment and stuff that I was in, when you're a weightlifter, a power lifter, and just overall feel like, oh, well, I work out all the time, I eat good all the time. Like there's, you should be as healthy as you think you can be. And then when you realize that, like, by no fault of your own, like you're just not like optimal, it really does change a lot of things for your life. So like, I encourage everybody to be as healthy as they can and check everything out.
And your beard gets better. So, hey, if we need a springboard, let it be the beard. All right.
It was either that or start gluing sections on. So
one way or another. Question for the Wiz: what's your longest and strongest and longest lasting scent that is not dessert based?
Okay, I would probably say, I would probably go the roaster.
Okay, I was going to go the scribe.
Line. Yeah, the roaster from our CBD line, man, that scent lasts with you for a long time.
Yeah.
I could put it on in the morning and wake up the next morning and still smell it pretty strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tony says, hey, can you do some magical powers and give us the grower and a 10-ounce boy? We have turned many people on to the grower with Sam's love of the grower and also mine. It's so dang good. She's still, to this day, it's not her favorite beard oil or beard butter scent. It's her favorite smell in the history of this world. I'm serious. She's said it many, many times. It's her favorite smell for anything, period. End of story. Wow. Yeah, she loves it. It's so good. And that's on the CBD line, if anybody's curious about that one. All right. Big Daddy Kane says he got the eggnog butter today. And it smells awesome. Are you going to have that available in the winter? Will that be coming back around?
The eggnog, man, the Nutcracker.
That's what I was thinking. Or not the
we
gingerbread
had
man, would it?
No. We had two different versions of the Nutcracker, and I'm assuming you're probably referring to the original version. We did change the. I know.
So he just got it in the promotion. So the free Christmas one.
Right. So we changed the artwork on the
Nutcracker
Nutcracker because we updated the artwork for that last year. I don't know if we're going to release that or not. We just kind of started talking about Christmas. We just finished up fall. Right now, actively on Fable Beard Co. It won't be part of the vault, but we do have the Christmas in July, which is a free mystery product with any order. That's actually going to only be around for like another maybe like 5 or 6 days because inventory is already like gone for most of it. And it's seriously super random. I have no idea what we have in stock. What they have available left to make like fresh. So like it just all depends on like labeling, inventory, fragrances, like the whole gambit. But I don't know. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know if the Nutcracker is going to come back, so I can't say for sure on that.
There you go. Nick says, is there a coffee scent? Yes, the Scribe, Nick, and it's wonderful. It's a chocolate coffee. It's smooth. It's nice.
So I will say we have technically three dedicated coffee scents that we've come out with. The first one would be our original, the Scribe, which is more floating along the lines of a chocolate mocha scent. So the coffee is a little bit more subtle. The chocolate's a little bit more forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's still to date one of the princess's favorite scent profiles is the Scribe. Followed by that, on the CBD side, we have the Roaster, which is a mountain brewed, like fire roasted coffee. That's definitely got more of that distinguished, like roasted bean coffee scent to it. It's very much more like potent coffee scent to it, followed by a little bit of vanilla at the back end. That one's really good too. And then if you can find it in the trade groups, because it's part of our limited subscription that's only available for that month and then it's gone. The Barista was a coffee and whiskey scent. That's actually very, very good too. I wore it the other day, but that one's going to be kind of hard to find at this point.
There you go. Great question, Nick. All right. And then Mr. Adams just wants to know, hey, the princess said beard butter as a diaper rash cream. Have you heard of any other uses that people commonly use their beard products for that are not involved with a beard?
Well, I'm going to let you open that question up if there's any women in the chat, because I found that women have found a lot of versatile uses for our products that I would have never thought about. In fact, the other day, I don't know what I was doing, but you mentioned Sam and the cuticle oil, and I was kind of cracking up because I was thinking, because I've been thinking a lot about female products and like getting into that whole psyche. And the other day I was going to put beard oil in, and I was like kind of dropping it on my, and I was like, like, I bet you this is no different than the cuticle oils they use in the nail salons.
Dude,
and I was like messing with it. And it's very funny that you said that, but there are a ton of uses. I mean, you can use it as an anti-aging under eye ointment. You can use it for like ashy elbows. You can use, it really would be a long stream, but there's a lot of uses for beard oil and beard butters and just skincare in general. It's really just based off the formulation of that product. Usually I would say beard butter can do 1 of 10 things, but it does one thing very, very, very well.
Yeah. Yep. And I will say too, guys, most of you probably are already, but make sure you subscribe to the Fable YouTube channel. There is a video by the princess herself where she goes over using beard products for females. So if you guys not only want to learn those things and get to know the princess on camera, she has it on her channel over there.
We got to do some updated stuff with that too.
For sure. For sure. Andy wants to know about the leftover stock of like the Christmas ones, and I'll kind of pitch it. They oftentimes will do a clearance at the end of the season to kind of run down those products. And then like now, if you order anything from Fable, they're throwing in a random Christmas product that's in the mix. Is there anything else other than the clearance and the promotion?
Well, the clearance is very true, but We are leaning more, or I wouldn't say leaning more. We are getting better at tracking inventory within our own logistics. That clearance and the ability to do clearance is getting less and less and less because we're being more efficient of making what we need during the process. Where before we were scrambling so much to try to keep up. We may make 1,500 butters and then be left over with a certain amount of whatever for the couple of weeks. We're getting better and better about that. So clearance is actually, you're going to start seeing less and less actual clearance sales available, just like Fable wide in general. So I wouldn't really count on that, especially if you're like, hey, I kind of want to get this scent. And a lot of people have been like, oh, well, maybe I'll just wait to see if it goes on clearance. Sometimes that's not happening now. So like, I apologize, but it's just not something we're doing. As far as leftover Christmas scents, right now, the only way that you're going to get that is through the sale that's happening currently active on the site. That's just getting rid of everything we have remaining that we could just find or even be able to make of everything we've currently had or bought. And I say that, but I'll go into a little bit more detail on that. Fragrances and bulk products last for a lot longer than you're able to advertise them for once you combine them together. For sure. So a fragrance oil may last 2 to 4 years, depending on what manufacturer you go with. Carrier oils may last up to 2 years, depending on when you bought it. We cycle through stuff a lot more, but I'm just using that as like a general term. We'll go through a couple barrels of oil a month, but like 2 years, let's just say 2 years, right? But when you combine everything together, you can only keep it around for so long. So when we're doing sales like these, we're like, okay, how much fragrance do we have left? What labels do we still have left in stock from last year? Can we make, 400 more of these or 200 more of these or 300 more of these products? And then we do that and we put it all together and we're like, hey, whatever you guys get, you get. And then it's kind of like done.
There you go. There you go. And Nicholas, he asked about where the chair was. Jeff, you said Amazon, you got it from him, correct?
Yeah, I just looked up, gaming chairs.
Perfect. Light up.
I don't even game this right here. I'm in my with my Xbox, but I just think it looks cool.
I believe I did see his search history, and I think it said light up gaming chairs for 12-year-olds is what he is. I'm just kidding, Jeff. Just kidding.
Speaking of gaming for 12-year-olds, Jeff, you're really into Grounded right now, right? So you play Grounded, yeah?
I don't even know what that is.
What? You told me that you played Grounded with Braden.
Grounded?
Yeah, the Xbox game where you guys are like miniature versions and you're shrunk down and you.
Oh no, Indy might play that, but not me.
Oh my gosh, we had that conversation. Look at him making me look like a fool on live stream.
No, I played Fortnite with Braden.
Fortnite. Yeah. I could have sworn you told me you played Grounded.
No, I don't even know what that is.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh.
It's all foreign language to me.
Is it like all those little chubby characters, and you got to race it to the very end? And it's all
Grounded is a game where you're like, it's almost like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Oh, so like you're a group of kids.
Yes.
Now you remember.
Yeah. Yes, that's beautiful. That's a great game.
Yeah.
And for anybody just coming in, like Spiritual Turtle says, how do I do this? Click the link, top right-hand corner, there's a lock, and then you're going to get a password. Your all caps, put in Misfits, and then you'll be good to go. Misfits. All right, a couple more questions, you guys, and then we're going to probably wrap this up with the last giveaway and kind of pop out of here. It's crazy to think that we are on already for over 93 minutes on stream, which is crazy. It goes by so fast. But Natural would like to know, does Elemental Scent actually have a tea scent to it?
Absolutely. It's a very heavy blend of like a light white tea. But yes, it does have an actual like tea, like steeped tea scent to it.
Okay. So I don't drink tea, but Sam makes sun tea, and I love the smell of sun tea.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Just, earthy, natural, man. It's awesome. Jeff, question for you. We gave out your Instagram. Do you talk on Instagram? Do you use messages on Instagram?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. All right, guys. So reach out and I'll put that back up on the screen again. Jeff West's art on Instagram. One of my biggest.
Hank is done.
Oh, here we go. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. He's rocking some shades. Nice. Nice.
And I'm working on Paul now, so.
Okay, perfect. And I think we know the answer to this, but Taylor would like to know, Jeff, what are your favorite types of characters to draw for Fable?
Definitely the Halloween, the spooky stuff.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I could have.
I mean, it's 365 days here in my house of Halloween, so.
Yeah, it's funny because we'll be in like February, and he'll shoot me off an idea, and I'm like, that guy's holding an axe with blood on it, man. We got to like tone it down. We're not there yet.
Yeah, can you leave a little of the guts out, please?
Right.
All right. And John wants to know about the Wizard, which I do have to preface by saying it's one of my top 3 scents from Fable. And when you talk about the amount of scents Fable has and had, that's saying a lot. How strong is the Dragon Blood scent?
I would say it's definitely a middle note to that, in my opinion. The cologne and the oud definitely come out a lot stronger than the Dragon's Blood portion of it, for sure. Dragon's Blood is a really, how do I want to put it? It's almost like oud in the fact that everybody has their own interpretation of what it smells like.
Okay.
And I think depending on the fragrance manufacturer you go with, Dragon's Blood is going to smell a little bit different, but they all kind of have the same like feeling to them. Okay. Oud's kind of that way too. Sometimes it can be really strong, and sometimes I don't know. It just depends on the manufacturer you get on where that's going to fall in that I've noticed. But I think the Dragon's Blood definitely comes in as a middle note in the Wizard for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what it smelled like. I can just tell you the Wizard is a beautiful cologne that's in the realm of an aquatic cologne, a citrus cologne. It's a brighter cologne. We love it. Love it.
Yeah, and I would say the Dragon's Blood kind of falls into the realm of almost like a nutty, warm spice mix.
Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting. Wizard, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, is it a Friday stream? Can I show what I'm?
Oh yeah, it's 10:30. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so I have been pretty hooked on Terramana Blanco tequila. So that's what I've kind of been drinking on. It's the Rocks tequila brand.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good price point too. And tequila is a little bit less in sugar, so it's a little bit better for you.
Yeah,
while you're drinking it.
And here's a good question. This is hilarious that Cameron just asked this because my sons have a YouTube channel. If you guys are bored, look up Command Bros, and they have some really good videos. We filmed one today of them eating the bean boozles, the jelly beans that have barf, rotten eggs, like dirty dishwasher. They filmed a video doing that, and Cameron wants to know, but are these like disgusting jelly bellies games?
No, we thought about that as we were going through. While they all have little notes of like kind of weirdness and uniqueness to it, I wouldn't say any of them are off-putting. You're definitely going to be able to wear all of these. We wouldn't want to sell you a scent that you're like, okay, that was cool, it's fun, but now what the hell do I do with it? Like it's not like that. And it's a very cool, unique idea in the future. But I think if we were ever to run anything like that, we'd probably offer something more on the sample kit size, almost like a game.
Oh, that's cool.
Rather than like a full-size product of like, hey, here's pork and beans. Good luck.
Right. Right. No one wants a 1 ounce of that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like maybe you could wear it once and then kind of be done with it,
Yeah, spoiler on the Command Bros video. It's not out yet, but it will be in the next couple of days, probably tomorrow. Jax did not make it to the end. So, yeah, I didn't try any of them. The boys are having a little party, friends over tomorrow, and so I saved the rest. I'm like, you're just going to go crazy with your friends, and you guys can whatever the heck you want to do with your vomit tasting jelly beans, go ahead. Like that's all you guys.
I'm so excited. I keep seeing I don't know. I feel like it was a very good accomplishment of ours to see all these comments that are talking about Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
Like, because I remember texting Jeff. I was like, I want to do an adult Fable version of Garbage Pail Kids. That was my first sentence out to him for the vault. And the fact that came across, it's just really, really cool to see.
And didn't say a word about it. He didn't lead them. You know.
No,
That's cool.
I didn't tell anybody anything.
Yeah. So So we Sam is on the Wednesday shows, Beard Advice Live, and we try something new every week. Like we tried seaweed and we tried like all sorts of like wild stuff. D-Dot says Dan and Sam should try the bean boozle on stream. No, that will not happen. That is beyond the line for me.
You guys should try like some of those extreme sour candies.
So we've tried a couple pretty wild candies. I'm trying to remember which ones.
I've been hit a lot lately with TikTok Shop. Like I should have never put my PayPal information in there because I'll scroll through TikTok and I'm like, oh, look at that. That looks good. And boop. It's like 2 buttons and it's shipping out to you.
Yeah, for sure. All right. John would like to know how much to qualify for free shipping.
I don't think the vault qualifies for free shipping, but on our normal sites, it's $75 and $100 for international orders.
There you go. And yeah, I believe you're correct. It says shipping will be calculated at checkout for the vault. So good question. Good question there. All right, let's go ahead and let's run back through one more time, just the whole vault here, and then we'll get ready for that last giveaway. But just in case anybody was coming in, this is the Misfit box. These characters, these scents just didn't quite make the main lineup, and so it's a one-of-a-kind box that's going to be available for 7 days and 7 days only. And the Misfits that we have in this box here are Hairband Hank, which is Feel Good Watermelon, 80s Hair Metal Cologne, and Groupie Musk. Oh my gosh. Pimple Paul or his brother Pete. They both live together in the basement. This is a rainy day basement, damp, musty woods, and cheap body spray. It sounds like a Midwest like incel. Like that's like spot on because you got to have a basement. And then the last one is Gangrene Gary, creamy coconut bandages, wet drainage, and good patient lollipop.
It's definitely It's some. I will say, as far as the scent longevity, going from least to furthest longevity, I would say Hairband Hank is probably going to fade out on you at probably around the 6 hour mark, depending. If you work outside, it's probably a little bit less because it does have more of that citrus watermelon base that does naturally just over across the board fade out more quickly. You go nose blind to citrus scents very, very quickly.
Correct. Smaller molecules.
I would say Pimple Paul is next on the list of longevity. That's probably going to linger around the 6 to 8 hour mark. That earthiness really sticks around for you for quite a while. But Gangrene Gary is going to be with you for a little bit. It's definitely on the warmer side. And that, you guys are going to crack up when you smell it because you're going to be like, man, that smells like a wet bandage, but it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, Colin was trying to describe it before the stream. He's like, we smelled it, and it smelled like bandages. He's like, but in the best way possible. I can't explain it. It's so good. So, hey, I fully believe him. And Ruben, take care, man. And Ted, thank you. He said it was about $80 and some change for shipping and the Vault products. Again, you guys, that is 3 different 1 ounce exclusive oils, the art, the scent, the theme, and 3 4-ounce butters each. That's pretty dang amazing. I'm not great at math, but that's like 15 ounces of product that you guys are going to be getting. So cool. All right. So we got that. And then our last giveaway is going to be another one of these kits. Hey, Chris. And then also we have 3 sketches. Jeff has completed 2 of them. And then the third one he's working on right now. They are going to be added into the into 3 orders from the stream randomly. So if you're someone that values art, if you're a big fan of Jeff, if you're a big fan of the Fable art, that could be something that's really, really cool. And Tony wants to know. Yeah, go ahead, Colin.
I was going to say it's definitely something really cool. Right now, basically in our fulfillment area in the back, we have all 3 separate websites funnel into one system that we use. So we have the vault orders. We have them based off a timeline. We'll know exactly who's there. And my team is just going to be like, all right, I'm going to throw one in here. Okay, I'm going to throw one in here. I'm going to throw one in here. If it shows up to you, that's going to be awesome. But you have to order on stream or it's out. You don't get the chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And to enter the giveaways, guys, there's a link in the chat. Just click that, follow the instructions for your name and email. And is this smell the latex plastic smell that's the hallmark of the Baccarat Rogue 540 DNA, some nurse talk?
No, I think I think that's if I'm not mistaken, that's a specific cologne-based fragrance.
Oh.
But I don't have it in front of me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds very familiar. I don't know what that smells like, but I've seen it before. I'd have to come back to you on that. I'm not really sure. But the latex plastic smell it just reminds me of like the bandages, like plaster. If you're like ever plastering a fresh cast,
oh yeah,
that kind of smell is very much reminiscent of that.
Okay, and my buddy Leo says if you could replicate the smell of plastic from the Transformer toys from the 80s, you would die a happy man.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
I think we'd have to mix a little bit of lead in there too, wouldn't we?
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
too funny. And Tony says,
opening my Star Wars figures is the first thing I do.
Oh yeah.
That smell is so great.
Explains a lot, Jeff. But Tony says it's a very, very famous fragrance.
I honestly feel like I have a sample of that somewhere, and I'm gonna have to grab it now and smell it and compare the two.
Okay. Jeff, Taylor wants to assume that you enjoy Tim Burton's romantic spooky vibes.
Absolutely.
Right. Iconic.
Love it all.
Got to be one of the most recognizable like art styles in the world today. Like immediately you see it and it's so like, I don't know a ton about art, but I know it. You know, it's just vastly known, that Tim Burton style.
Oh yeah, you recognize
it, and even as a you know, I think one of the, you know, there's so many great different Tim Burton movies, but one of them that always stuck out in my childhood, I remember watching it on VHS, like on repeat, was Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh,
Pee-wee.
And it was like just the storytelling and the obscurity of like prop use in that movie. Yeah. And it's very, very much Tim Burton. And it was just one of my favorites.
I was going to go Coraline, but that works too. Absolutely. Yeah. Coraline is Sam's like favorite movie of all time. Like it's on repeat in our house.
It's a great movie.
Oh
not
yeah.
Tim Burton, but it's good.
Oh, is that not Tim Burton?
No.
I just did this whole spiel about how his art and everything's recognizable, and that's not him. Oh my gosh.
It's the same director, Henry Selick, that did Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tim Burton. Yeah.
Oh, all right. At least Colin messed up the 80s band, so I'm not as.
I did. We both messed up one.
Jeez.
Tim Burton did Beetlejuice too, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he's doing the second one. They're working on it right now.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of the like leaked set photos and stuff, which are pretty cool. But I haven't. They did a really good job of keeping it under wraps because you see almost everything in there, but Beetlejuice itself, like the character. Like I haven't seen any leaked photos of that character.
Who's playing him?
Michael Keaton's back. Are you talking about Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Winona Ryder's back.
Oh wow. I haven't heard anything about it.
And I heard Johnny Depp, because Tim Burton and them were like a duo.
Yeah, I don't know what Johnny Depp would do in that, but I've seen also the girl who played in Wednesday. I forget her name.
Christina Ricci. Or
No, no.
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah. She's in that. I've
Oh,
seen
that's
set
awesome. I love her.
I've seen set photos of that. And they rebuilt like the old Beetlejuice, like the house up on the hill.
Yeah, they put it back up in the exact same spot.
Yeah. So there's a lot of cool stuff if you search for it on TikTok. Beetlejuice 2, you can see some like set work and like backstory stuff. But I actually feel like if I'm not wrong, I think they just finished up filming.
And so Ryan says, favorite movie, he had about 15 minutes of screen time in the first movie. Is that Johnny Depp? Is that who he's referring to?
In Beetlejuice, really?
No. And Ted says, heard Johnny Depp was going to be a sidekick backup for Beetlejuice.
I think he'll be like a ghost character, yeah.
Interesting. I hope they bring back what is it called? Like the book that they had where they went and they drew the door and they went into the back to the unknown. I forget what like the term they used for it, but it'd be really cool if he showed up as a character in that realm.
Okay. Oh, sure. Michael Keaton is who he was talking about.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, yeah.
Only 15 minutes?
That's crazy. And
wild.
I was looking it up. I didn't realize. I guess because I was young when it came out, when I watched the original Beetlejuice, but I was like baffled when I put 2 and 2 together that Alec Baldwin was in the original Beetlejuice.
Yeah, he's great in that.
And I was like, what the heck? That's Alec Baldwin. Like, I know him as an older version of Alec Baldwin. So being a younger version, like I didn't put the 2 together, at the time.
Oh, yeah. You see that all the time. And then who is the female actress that's always in Tim Burton movies? She used to be married.
Helena Bonham Carter?
Could be. She's
a lot of his.
Oh, man, I'm trying to blank. I think, yeah.
She was in Fight Club.
Yes. Yes.
She was in Big Fish too, wasn't she? Didn't she play the witch in Big Fish?
I cannot remember. Actually.
Yes, in Fight Club. That's exactly who I'm talking about.
She's been in a lot of Tim Burton's movies.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's her. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly who I'm thinking of.
Tim Burton's got a pretty crazy story because he was fired from Disney, wasn't he? He was an animator before he became a director.
I believe it.
I'm pretty sure he was an illustrator before he became a director, and he got fired from Disney, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah, this is who I was talking about right here. And who was she? Was she married to Tim Burton?
That's very possible.
I believe she was married to some. It was either him or one of the big actors.
No, she's married to Tim.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, got it. And what headphones are you wearing, Wizard? What magic you got on those ears?
I got the what are they? The AirPods Pro Max.
There
the
you
big
go.
daddies, the over the ears.
Okay. All right. And they're telling me she was married to him. I'm like, okay, I knew her because she was in like everything. Like everything he did, she was in.
Yeah. And then his previous wife was in a lot of his movies too back then. She was in Sleepy Hollow and Mars Attacks.
Yeah, man. Mars Attacks was Tim Burton. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Yeah. He was
I gotta
like
rewatch that. Helena
like the
Bonham
Adam
Carter was
Sandler.
in that?
Interesting.
No,
yeah.
His previous wife, she
yeah.
Really
Are the headphones decent?
Nice.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, the princess got them for me for Christmas. I spend a lot of time on Zoom calls and stuff, and the noise canceling on them are very, very good. And not just for like me as the wearer, but for the other receiving end. They really can't hear like if a dog barks or if there's lawnmower going.
Yeah.
They do a very good job of canceling that out. So I've been super, super pleased with them.
Perfect. All right, guys, let's go ahead and draw this last giveaway as we are coming up on 2 hours right now. I had no idea how long this was going to be, but it's just once you get going, it just goes so quick. It's just so crazy to me every time. I just can't believe like we're already 2 hours in and people are still hanging out listening to us. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and see here. Same kind of thing, you guys. If you see your name on the screen, you are going to they changed it all up. If you see your name on the screen, you're going to drop a comment to claim your victory as quickly as you can. Just simply say something like, "Woohoo! It's me! I won! Yippee!" Something like that. And you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. However you want to go about it. All right. Do we have in the building? Gosh, I know he's probably here and he has explained to me how to pronounce his name correctly. Anytime somebody explains to me how to pronounce the name correctly, I start playing that game with myself where I'm like, I know I'm saying it right, but am I saying it wrong? And then I don't know which is the right way. And it's a vicious circle I go in. When I was a teacher.
My name's Jeff.
Oh, don't, not tonight. I'm not. When do we get ice cream? Don't, oh my God. Maybe my favorite movie of all time. Anybody who has not watched The Ringer with Johnny Knoxville, please go watch it. It is so good. All right. Let's see here on this one.
CD.
And there's in broad daylight. And there's people in the chat right now that are like, oh, he always messes up my name. Well, joke's on you. There's probably 20 of you. So you don't know. All right. Do we have in the building? I'm going to try my best here. Murad. I don't think that's right. Oh my Lanta. Oh my gosh. So
side note, how long have you and Sam been married now?
We have been married 9 years.
That's crazy. The princess and I are going on 13. And I was just listening, and you notice things as you spend more time together. You and Sam have a very similar laugh.
Really?
Yeah. When
Never
you
heard
laugh,
that.
I hear Sam laugh, and vice versa. Like, obviously you guys are male and female, but like the mannerisms, the length of the laugh, kind of like the tail end of it, you guys kind of sound alike when you laugh.
Huh. I've never heard that. Somebody said it is. Interesting. Okay. All right. We definitely have met in the middle with so many of our sayings and the phrases and responses.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy how like two lives just come together like that.
It is nuts. We do it all the time. All right. We got to give a countdown here for Murad G. I don't know if he's in here. Somebody said he left, but we will give a countdown. If he doesn't, then we got to flush him. Get that ready here. Jeff can experience maybe his first flush ever. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Delay, and oh no. Oh no.
Sorry,
good person. Great online, but you flushed. You got to be here to win, you guys. So we're going to draw the next possible winner. That's why you never leave early, because you don't know if it could be you or not. All right. Again, if you see your name on the screen, drop a comment and claim your victory. All right. Do we have? Interesting. So this is the same name as a kid I grew up with, but spelled slightly different. So that's very interesting. All right. Do we have in the chat a potential winner? Dun, dun, dun. Scott Overmeyer. I grew up with a Scott Overmeyer. He was like the best swimmer in the state. And he had a Y for the Overmeyer part, not an IE. Right. Why isn't it? Yeah. I do need a special member emoji for toilets. That actually would be good to signal the flushes. All right. Do we have in the chat a Scott Overmeyer? That's the only problem ever with longer streams, is it gives more of a chance for people to go to bed, and so then they're not here for the giveaway wins. But I promise we will find someone. Yeah, we will find someone. All right. I'm a Scott. No. All right, guys. Countdown for Scott Overmeyer here. 5, 4, 3. Woo, me. All right, he's here. We got a Scott in the chat, and it looks like this is going to be the one. Scott, congratulations, man. You have won a giveaway of the Vault kit for free. Boom. I will get your information. Scott, I'm going to put a little scrolly at the bottom. If you could, please reach out to customer service at fablebeardco.com, and they will make sure they get you taken care of. They just need your government name, your shipping address, and that's about it. You don't have to pick anything because it's a kit on this one. So pretty simple on that side of things. And for the princess, I have added the winner's information if we need to verify and double check on that winner's document. All right. Before we take off, Jeff, do we have a live look in at your last sketch there? Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Popping
With the tiny teeth.
Oh yeah.
He's clenching because it hurt.
Oh my gosh.
They do hurt. What is it with wives and popping pimples, man? It hurts so bad.
That's nothing I've never had anybody pop a pimple on me, and I've never popped anybody's pimple. Like it freaks
dirty
me out.
rat.
It freaks me out.
You give Sam permission one time and it'll be the end of your life, I promise.
I've never ever done that. And so it freaks me out. And like people I know like watch the like Dr. Pimple Popper videos or something like that.
Yeah. I've seen all those too.
Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it.
The animal ones push me over the edge though. I'm like, all right, this is too much.
Yeah. Or so there's a thing in beards called Pili multi-Gemini. And essentially it's a super beard hair. You get like 5 hairs that grow out of 1 hair follicle. Well, if you search that to learn about it, you're not going to find anything other than likely my video and one other person. But there's thousands and thousands of videos with millions of views of people pulling out their Pili multi-Gemini hairs. And they'll even do it with like ASMR microscopes and show you. It's disgusting. It's so gross.
Yeah, no thanks.
But millions of people love it.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know on that one. All right. Our final send off here. The vault, it is open for 7 days, you guys. Misfits in all caps, $75. Once this deal is gone, it is done. That is a wrap on that one. Gone. Caden, I see your question there on the shop. We did answer that earlier, but Colin, real quick, if somebody wants to visit the facility, how should they go about that?
Yeah, just send an email to the princess at fablebeardco.com and she can arrange to work that out. We got some paperwork for you to sign, just rules of engagement in the Wizards turf, and then we can arrange something. Now, there obviously are no guarantees on, if I'm going to be there, she's going to be there, or whatnot, depending on scheduling and whatnot. But somebody will definitely be there to give you a tour, to show you what's up, and send you off with some cool stuff.
Perfect. All right, Jeff, the stage is yours here for final words here. What do you want people to know? What do you want to end with here?
That's the pressure. I don't know.
It is.
Hit me up on Instagram or email me at jeffwest23@gmail.com. And I'd be happy to do any kind of commission work, or you want me to draw you as a cartoon or whatever you want. I do all kinds of stuff on the side.
Awesome.
When I have time.
Right.
That's the big question. If he has time, and trust me, Jeff is great, but Jeff's time is expensive. So be prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, Jeff.
He's worth it.
Right. It's mind-blowing. He just did those 3 sketches while we were live here, guys, while he's listening, while he's talking, and it's crazy. It's like second nature to him. It's so crazy. So
basically I used to do special effects for TV shows and movies.
Yeah.
And storyboards, and I started to realize that I wanted to do personal things that make people smile. I want to make people happy with my art. I want to inspire, and I want to make people laugh and be entertained with my art. So I moved away from doing effects and just started concentrate on my art and building up my portfolio and doing things that make people smile. I did caricatures for years at amusement parks and parties and stuff like that. And fortunately met Colin, and it's been a dream team. So
yeah, I mean, your art is now in the bathroom of every state in the entire United States, over 25 times each state. We are worldwide in many different countries at this point. In fact, some of languages I can't even begin to try to speak, but hundreds and hundreds of thousands of homes. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a real honor.
So cool. All right, Colin, final words about the Misfit box, the vault opening, Fable, anything got you?
Yeah, just stay tuned for Fable Beauty by the Princess. It's something that she's been really proud to work on. That's coming up soon. The Fable box is cool, but I think Fable Beauty is going to take us to the next level, and I'm very excited to launch that endeavor for sure.
Heck yeah. Stay tuned, guys. Get all that information out. And everybody, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for supporting the platform, this great company. Consider looking into this box. $75 for 6 products. Again, essentially, you're getting an oil and 4-ounce butter combo for $25 each. That's a pretty amazing deal when you look at the market that's out there. And if you guys have any questions, is the customer service email the best one to reach out to for Fable, Colin?
Yep.
All right. Customer service at fablebeardco.com. All right, guys. And of course, you know me, Dancy Bearded on Instagram. Reach out anytime if you have questions, if you need Fable recommendations. I've been using this company for literally more than 5 years now. So please reach out. I would be happy to give all thoughts and feedback for you guys. And again, thank you so much. I will see you guys soon. Have a great